To start with, just wanted to ask one question to SIT students. How many of you are backbenchers here? Yeah, welcome to the gang. All right. So I was one of the famous backbenchers, in my school, and then among our group of backbenchers, we were classically labeled as useless, worthless. So all the teachers used to tell all the other students and the parents also during the parent-teacher meeting that okay, stay away from these students, and they will amount to nothing in their lives, and they'll also destroy your career, children's future. I was good in sports. I was very good in extracurricular activities like dramatics. I even represented my school multiple, state championships in sports and dramatics. But because I wasn't very good in academics, so I was labeled as a useless kid. Okay, and my Waterloo was maths. Okay, I loved maths. I almost flunked every time. All right. Now, there was one hobby of mine which not a lot of people were aware of, and this was reading books. And I was a very, very avid reader. So I used to immerse myself in books, okay, and read on diverse topics. But the problem was that I could not focus on anything which was forced upon me. So if you tell me to focus on physics or maths or any other subject which I didn't like, I was not able to do it. But I loved books. And it was this hobby of mine which was reading along with sports which helped me in clearing the exam of the prestigious National Defense Academy in the very first attempt. All right. And the moment I entered NDA, believe me, it completely changed my perspective. A lot of students ask me, sir, how was it in NDA? What type of training? The only thing I can tell them is I cannot explain you here. It has to be experienced. It's not a college life. It's something totally, totally different. And they make men out of boys. So when you say something like this, it simply means that you undergo one of the toughest trainings in the world at that level. Okay. And here's some of my glimpses from the National Defense Academy when I was a cadet there. After the National Defense Academy, I being an Air Force cadet, we fly the first Super Demona gliders there. And then I moved on to the Air Force Academy where I did my basic flying training. And I got the transport stream, the big jets. My further training happened in Yelahanka, Bangalore. This is where all the transport pilots train. But once I was training there, I'm coming back to Bangalore after 14 years now. My love for sports was always there in me. And I got commissioned, became a flying officer. My first posting was in the beautiful city of Baroda in Gujarat. There, what happened once I was working out in a gym, so a couple of trainers approached me. And they said, sir, why don't you compete in bodybuilding competition? I had no idea about bodybuilding. Okay, I was an athlete. I was a track and field guy. So I said that, okay, I'll do it, but how do you go about it? They said, okay, we'll teach you the posing part, how to hold the poses and everything. And you try and compete. You have 10 to 12 months. I prepared, but the best part was it was a very interesting phase that time. So Baroda is a very busy flying station. I was flying the entire southwestern sector, Gujarat, Rajasthan, day and night. And I was also managing my gym training. And how I used to manage was, when I was flying, I used to carry a gym kit with me. Okay, so we were wearing our flying overalls. We used to take off, land at a particular station. I used to move out the aircraft, change into the kit, go to the officer's gym, work out, come back, change to overall and take off again. So this was my schedule for the next 1 year. And thankfully, when I was competing in my very first competition in the district level, that was Baroda, I won a gold medal. Okay, and post that, the Air Force team took notice. They called me, they invited me, and I was competing at district level, state levels, command, services, and even national level. This was at my peak stage when I was competing at the nationals. This was again when I was a guest poser at the Gujarat State Championship. And my last posting was in missiles, which I retired from. Thereafter, I started my own business. I moved out of the Air Force, authored multiple books, trained people in over 40 countries around the world. I own multiple gyms, companies, brands, trying to do good and trying to tell people one thing. That first bench students know the answer to every problem, but last bench students know how to face every problem. Okay, that's why I said welcome to the gang. Last benches are clapping the loudest, okay? Don't be high, come down on earth. Now let me tell you a couple of things I realized over this journey. And believe me, they're the very basic ones. But you have been always told a couple of things from your seniors, your teachers, your parents, but they were quite wrong or they meant something totally different. So there are a lot of wrong advices which we get. I've chosen 5 for you. couple of myths also included in this. Let's start with the first one. When you want something, the whole universe conspires to help you. Right? This is a famous dialogue in a Bollywood movie also. Shah Rukh Khan said, the sari kainat, tum chaho to, whatever that was. But the problem was, if this is the case, then everybody would be successful, isn't it? Right? Because everybody wants something very badly. And you think universe has all the time to help you? Is it so idle? Okay. The problem is, there is one point missing here. What is that? Life will not give you what you want. It will give you what you deserve. So the complete quote here is, when you want something and you're ready to work hard for it, then the universe will conspire to help you. Okay, this is what Shah Rukh Khan didn't tell you. Because he got Deepika Padukone. Okay? And of course, one thing you need to realize that you have to be a bit more realistic here. If some of you guys want Katrina Kaif or Anushka down south, you won't get them, okay? Now, how many have heard this famous quote? Just study hard. Your parents have been telling you. Your teachers have been telling you. Since when are you hearing this? Since school time, right? So when you were in 10th, your teachers used to tell, just study hard now, okay? You'll get your best subjects and then the life will be easy. So for me, when I was in 10th, I gave my boards thinking I'll get science. I got science. Initially, the subjects used to go from here. In 11th, they went from here. Why? Because nobody told me a lot of other things. Then in 11th, 12th, they again said, study hard, do good in your boards, you'll get good marks and your life will be easy for you. Then the moment the boards finished, entrance exams came. It was even more tough. Then of course, I was in India, you guys are in your engineering colleges and you also know that now the uncertainty is even higher because your jobs are ahead of you. You don't know what the placements are going to be like. Okay, and a lot of you will be planning for your MBA and believe me, the moment you do that also, you get your jobs, then your marriage thing comes in. So the responsibilities will keep on increasing. Why? Because unfortunately, the fact is life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. Okay. And a lot of youngsters, when I tell this, they say there is a lot of hard work involved. So how do I, go about it? How much hard I have to work to be successful? When we were undergoing the training in NDA, they used to first break us down physically. Then when we are broken physically, then our mental capacity comes in. Okay, then they push your mental capacity forward and get you to a new threshold. That's where the training part comes in. And they use one simple quote, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Remember this quote, this is how hard you need to work in any field in life. If you want to be really successful, really get your goals done, this is what you need to worry about. Okay. All right. Another thing which I was just discussing with one of the speakers here. How many of you think that other person is talented and that's why they're successful? Or talent matters? Yeah, so talent matters, right? According to you. Now, all the backbenchers, don't we make the same excuse when we didn't get good marks? Right? So when the front benchers are getting good marks, what do you used to say? Oh, he's so talented. He's born intelligent. Okay? But this is not the thing. The thing is that talent is the most overrated virtue ever. The world is full of wasted talent. Okay? And believe me, it is actually worse to be talented if you do not know how to realize your talent. All the students here can beat the most talented people in the world. You read the biography of any successful person. They are all backbenchers mostly. Front benchers also do good, don't worry. Okay. And they have all been labeled useless, worthless, right? And they were all absolutely, away from talent. But with the right attitude of working hard, sheer will, and even more importantly, what is that? Consistency. Why consistency? Because it's not hard work for a day or two. Like January came in, all of you took resolution to go to the gym, no? After 1 week, everybody was off. Why? Because the moment you enter the gym, one thing people don't tell you. What is that? That when you start lifting weights, there'll also be something called pain along with it, which you were not ready for. You heard some good motivational talk on YouTube. You started lifting weights and then you were down with pain. That's where consistency comes in. It's not hard work. It's consistent hard work for years. That will help you beat the most talented people in your field. All right? Yeah. How many of you have this problem? I'm unable to exercise, read books because I'm too tired. Okay, I thought nobody will raise hand. Great. All right. The problem is, you're not tired anytime. You've heard of this? You're not tired, you are uninspired. How many of you have written set goals? Tell me. You have clear written goals for next 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Written goals. Great. Now, this may be around 10% of all of you, right? The problem when I talk about uninspired is that you do not have anything to look upon to when you get up in the morning. Okay. Let's say today some of you become fat or sick. And the doctor tells you, if you don't go and work out in the gym, you don't exercise, then it will be a big problem. You will be hospitalized. Then what will happen? You'll start going to the gym, right? You'll manage all the time also. All excuses gone for a toss. Why? Because now it comes to a priority. Till the time something is at your priority, and what do I mean by priority? It's in front of you. It's your goal which you have set for yourself. If it's not your goal, you will never ever go towards it. I'll tell you how a goalless life is. Let's say you're driving in the car in the dark, and suddenly all the street lights go off and your headlights also go off. What is going to happen? You're bound to meet with an accident or you will stop. Now imagine your life as that vehicle and you are sitting in that and you are driving and your lights go off. You'll either stop or meet with an accident. But if the lights come up, what happens? You get a direction. This is what goals do to you. Goals give your life a proper direction. So all the students here, if they haven't set goals, do it right now. I'm again telling you, it's not about time. I'll come on to that point also. This is the last excuse we're going to cover here. Okay, how many of you, front benchers, I'm going to ask here this time, are given 30 hours per day by your college? Instead of 24 hours, how many have 30 hours in a day? Anyone? Anyone in the world has more than 24 hours? Okay, the most successful people, the least successful, everybody has 24 hours, right? So when you talk about time management, which is your biggest problem right now, can you really manage time? Can you do something to the time? Can you save it, store it? What exactly do you do when you start managing time? You manage your own selves. So before time management, you need to understand the concept of personal management. And the moment you accept this fact that it is personal management, you stop blaming time for anything. Time nahi hai, time nahi mil raha hai. You have all the time. You're not able to manage yourself properly. Okay, let me give you a tip how to do that. You want to have more time? Stop doing everything else. So when you have a clear goal in front of you, everything else except that single goal is a distraction for you. Everything else. Now, that does not mean you stop going to movies, okay, or stop watching a Netflix series. No. But when you start watching Netflix series once after the other, and 2 days you're sitting in front of the television watching all the movies like binge watching, that is the problem. That is a goalless existence. Okay? So try and, now let me tell you one more thing what to do. So you set your goals, short term, medium term, long term. 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Okay, more than that, don't do that. And every night before you sleep, plan your day. Plan your next day. Write it down. I'm again telling you, don't think. Write it down. So you make that to-do list. It's again a sort of planning your day. So plan your day and you will see you will start having all the time. When you're planning your day, look at all the friends who are trying to distract you. Let's go to the canteen. Let's go for a movie. Let's gossip. These are all distractions for you. Remove them. Set proper goals. And believe me, anything you want to achieve, it's in front of you. All right. Thank you.